start this video with a huge content warning as the story is incredibly upsetting. Viewer discretion is advised. I mean, it's not something that I would normally even cover given the subject matter. There is a special place in how people who harm children, I am pretty sure of it. This case has so many awful details, but the motive here is absolutely mind-blowing. We've been talking about the danger of conspiracies on stream lately, so this will tie in quite well if you've ever been present for those. But anyway, enough beating around the bush, let's get into the deets. Our story takes place in the lovely Santa Barbara, California, as we find ourselves with surf instructor Matt Taylor Coleman. We're just going to call him Coleman from now on. He lives in Santa Barbara with his wife Abigale and their 2 young children who are toddlers. The couple founded the Love Water Surf Company in Santa Barbara, California in 2011, this is according to his Instagram page, offering lessons, after school coaching and surf camps, and they were actually really successful. Coleman was born to a small business owner father and an artist mother, and over his childhood he quickly adopted a love for the ocean, and that never actually left him. The couple seemingly had a good relationship, they didn't argue very much. Coleman and his wife were both very religious and devoted to Christianity. Coleman was often found posting in passionate tangents about his faith and beliefs, but nothing ever seemed extreme or definitely not violent, reports say. Most people that know him would cite him as being a nice guy for the most part, who didn't strike them as having any radical views, but that couldn't have been further from the truth. According to a criminal complaint that was unsealed recently, Coleman had left his Santa Barbara home with his 2 young children and on August the 7th, 2021, without any explanation. His wife called the Santa Barbara police after she was unable to get hold of Coleman via either text or phone. At this time, Abigale, Coleman's wife, did not believe her children was in danger. She did not believe that Coleman would harm them and thought they would just return home with them, the complaint said. So no official missing persons report was filed at this time. But at 8 p.m, Coleman checks into the Hotel City Express in Rosarito, Mexico, with his 2 toddler children. He does not have a reservation and asks to stay for just 1 night, according to Mexican authorities, citing surveillance video of his arrival. The police or Abigale did not know this at the time, however. 7 p.m. the next day, on the 8th of August, Abigale called the police again after there was still no word from Coleman, and of course she was starting to become increasingly apprehensive. An officer came to the family's Santa Barbara home and took an official police report, and Coleman and the 2 children, a 9-month-old girl and a 2-year-old baby boy, were officially reported missing. According to the complaint, Abigale had told them that they hadn't had any problems or an argument before he'd left, and Coleman was just not responding to any messages or texts, and this was incredibly uncharacteristic of him. The officer suggested attempting to locate Coleman via the Find My iPhone locator app, the complaint said. Abigale agreed and saw that he was in Rosarito, Mexico, a city about 20 miles south of the border with San Diego County. At about 2:30 p.m. that day was his last known location. The FBI quickly alerted authorities and the US-Mexican border in San Diego County to be on the lookout for Coleman and his 2 children. Then at 3 a.m, Coleman is seen leaving the Hotel City Express with bags and his 2 children, according to surveillance video obtained by Mexican authorities. Then at 6:30 a.m, Coleman returns to his hotel alone. Then, just an hour and a half later at 7:30 a.m, Mexican authorities received a report that 2 lifeless children had been located at the Rancho El Descanso Ranch, about 20 miles south of the hotel. The ranch owner called the police after a farm worker discovered the 2 young bodies. He told Mexican officials his dog had basically led them to the crime scene. The bodies were covered with dozens of stab wounds, and it was a really horrific sight, Mexican authorities did say. Then at 9:30 a.m, Coleman checks out of his hotel, of course alone. Coleman attempted to cross back into the United States. At 1 p.m. the same day, according to the criminal complaint again, Santa Barbara police informed the FBI that the Find My iPhone locator had provided a new pinpoint for Coleman, the San Ysidro port of entry. Sorry if I butchered that there. A land border crossing south of San Diego, so he wasn't far away. Coleman arrived at the US-Mexico border inspection point alone. This prompted an FBI agent to contact Mexican authorities to report 2 US citizen children missing. Meanwhile, US Customs and Border Protection officers conducted a search of the van. The criminal complaint said a CBP officer discovered what appeared to be blood on the van's registration paperwork and alerted the FBI immediately. Mexican authorities told the FBI the bodies of the 2 young children were found earlier that morning, and investigators believed the descriptions matched those of Coleman's 2 children. So on the same day of August 9th, Coleman is pulled into an inspection room where he is read his Miranda rights by an FBI agent, according to the criminal complaint. Coleman agrees to speak with authorities anyway in a recorded room, but he is officially under arrest at this point for the murder of his 2 children. The FBI agent said during the interview that Coleman confessed to the killing of his children because his children were going to grow to be monsters, according to the complaint. Coleman described using a fishing spear to punch his 2 children repeatedly and gave the location of their bodies almost immediately, all of which coincided with the evidence found at the scene. Coleman told authorities even where the weapon was located. During the interview, Coleman referenced Qanon and Illuminati conspiracy theories multiple times, complaint said. He said that he was receiving visions that his wife possessed serpent DNA and had passed it on to his children. I'm not even joking, this is actually in the report. When asked whether he knew what he was doing was wrong, Coleman told the authorities that he did, but it was the only course of action to save the world. On August 10th, 2021, Coleman is booked into jail. FBI agents transported Coleman from the San Ysidro port of entry to the Santa Ana jail, where he faced charges of foreign murder of US nationals later that day. Mexican officials recovered the murder weapon, bloody clothes, a baby blanket, and honestly I find these details to be really unsettling. Then, moving forward a little bit, on August the 11th, Coleman appeared in federal court. Coleman made his first court appearance at the US District Court in downtown Los Angeles. He was ordered to be detained by a federal judge and he is in custody. He's scheduled to be arraigned on charges on August the 31st. Hopefully he gets the worst possible sentence, because honestly this is a horrific crime with a senseless motive by the sounds of things. 2 little babies lost their life in the most abhorrent way. My thoughts and prayers go out to the lost souls and to the mother, Abigale, who I really do hope can find strength to get past this unimaginable event that will probably stay with her for the rest of her life. Thank you for watching. All I ask of you is to say a prayer for the little ones in the family. It doesn't really matter if you're religious. Stay safe out there.